What is going on, everybody? It is TheWalkthroughKing, and we finally have a new Fortnite update with 14.40, and this brings in the Fortnitemares 2020 event. Actually, really excited for this update, and I feel like we are going to have a ton of fun throughout the Fortnitemares event. This video is basically like a patch notes like I usually do, which will cover the most that I possibly can for new things that did come to the game. If you guys are new here, definitely recommend subscribing and joining our community, as well as if you want to support the channel, a like would be appreciated. Anyways, one thing that I want to note before we get right into this video is Fortnite did change up the file format for the files on PC, so this video is going to be a bit different than our usual patch note coverage video, as all of the leakers have to update their tools, so we didn't really have as easy access to see the files as we usually have. So just keep that in mind for this video. It is a bit different than our usual patch note video. Anyways, let's get right into this. To start, let's go over these skins and new variants like we usually do. All of the new sets in 14.40 include the Vicious Vice, Vicious Vault, Skulltimate, Set 01, which is basically a placeholder name, Raveyard, Fortnitemares 2020, Duplicity, Coven Fresh, and Carving Crew. As well as these skins had new variants for them: Boxer, Boxy, Bushranger, Buzzy Bag, Honey Hitters, Jack Gordon, and Party Trooper. We also have some encrypted skins this update consisting of Ghostrider, Ant-Man, Ghostbusters is going to have a bundle, along with some achievements for them. And for the new skin bundles for this update, we will see a Ghostbusters bundle, as well as a Skull Squad pack. So in terms of skins and new things, there is a whole lot that is going to be dropping going forward here. So we do have some images of some of these skins, but not of everything because of the new file format and the way leaks were coming out for this. That first image was the Party Trooper skin though, and if you actually attend the October 31st concert with that skin, you'll get an exclusive style for that skin. I'm assuming that style will never come back out again. The style is actually the one on the right, and the left is the Party Trooper skin itself. And we also have a lot of images of a bunch of other skins in game, as well as some of the new variants that we did see with this new update. There was also a couple of new emotes as well. At the end of the skin showcase, I will show a video credit to Hypex for that, of him showing the new emotes in game. And this is that video of the new emotes. One quick thing to note, at the end of that skin showcase, you did see some new default skins. The default skins were updated and there are some new ones. Anyways, moving on, let's talk about the new challenges as well as achievements and legacies. Starting out, we have the Fortnitemares challenges, and they consist of becoming a shadow, traveling 100 meters on a witch broom, eating candy, dealing damage with a possessed vehicle, detecting players as a shadow, eliminating Shadow Midas, eliminating shadows as a player, visiting different witch shacks, and consuming legendary loot as a shadow. For the weekly challenges that are going to be coming up, we'll have searching chests at upstate New York, eliminations at Lazy Lake, collecting metal from Slurpy Swamp, catching fish at Heart Lake, eliminating opponents by hitting them with vehicles, driving a boat from the Fortilla to the Authority in less than 4 minutes, ride 20,000 meters in a vehicle, and dealing damage to opponents at Sentinel Graveyard. For the new achievements, we have landing on Ant-Man, defeating Shadow Midas during Fortnitemares, possessing a vehicle during Fortnitemares, driving a vehicle as Ghostrider, getting eliminated by shadows 13 times during Fortnitemares, turned into a shadow during Fortnitemares, gathering forged items while wearing a Ghostbusters outfit, pick up candy during Fortnitemares, getting a Victory Royale during Fortnitemares, as well as getting a Nightmare Royale during Fortnitemares. So those are the new challenges as well as the new achievements. Now we have a couple of more things to talk about before we take off. Let's get right into Fortnitemares 2020 in the entirety of the event. Now there are a lot of changes to Fortnite with this Fortnitemares event. Let's just go from the top. As you had heard from earlier, there are challenges and they do give you rewards. Here is a promo image of a lot of the rewards that you will get from Fortnitemares and completing those challenges that we talked earlier. And speaking of new items as well, Shadow Midas's drum gun has been added to the game, as well as the Fiend Hunter crossbow for Fortnitemares. Unrelated, but it is something that is new. She-Hulk's fists have also been added into the normal BR loot pool. And here is the promo image of some of the new Fortnitemares items, which includes the Witch Broom, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. And the candy that you see in that image can be obtained by going around the map and destroying the trick-or-treat pumpkin heads. And you will get some candy to fall out, which you can eat for health and other various effects. The lobby background itself has been changed to be Halloween themed, as well as the item shop background got updated too. It actually looks really, really cool. I love the effect that's going on with it. In-game, there is a little bit added on and changed with the HUD itself. That ghost icon is for how many shadows you kill, and we'll get into that in just a moment too. The battle bus, as usual, has been Halloween themed and changed, but that's not it for map changes itself. A lot of the places all around the map are now Halloween themed. There are witch shacks all over the map as well. This is where you can get the Witch Broom vehicle from. The agency is back, except it is now called the Ruins. Midas is now the boss that is there, and ghost henchmen are all over the place. These ghost henchmen will have a lot of the new weapons like the bow, as well as the pumpkin launcher. That superstore called Hey Boo that was over by Holly Hedges is now finished and Halloween themed. So all in all, so far, they have done a really good job at creating this Halloween vibe. During gameplay, the map itself is really dark and foggy too. However, as the game progresses, the fog will slowly clear up. At least it has in the couple of games I've played so far. It is kind of hard to see with the fog, but it does look really cool, so I'm fine with it since it is a limited time thing. Now, all core playlists are now Fortnitemares. And what is Fortnitemares? Basically, when you die, you become this thing called the Shadow, which is what the gameplay is of right now. As a Shadow, you have multiple abilities. You can slash at enemies to do 25 damage per slash. You can consume things off the ground to gain health. You also have a phase forward move and a pretty high jump. So basically, in-game, once you die, you become a Shadow, and your goal is to survive up until the end, and you'll get a Nightmare Royale if you actually do. Finally, let's go over the bug fixes for this update. Here are all of the bug fixes that they talked about on their Trello page, and in the description, there will be a link to a blog post with a ton of creative bug fixes. Last two things to go over and we'll be taken off. On PC, there are major changes to the file system, as I've been saying throughout this video. They've actually compressed the game down from 90 gigabytes to 30 gigabytes with this update. So if anybody was limited on space, 60 gigabytes should be freed up after downloading this. This is actually huge, and I really like this change. Future updates are also supposed to be a lot smaller in size. Finally, there will be a 14.50 update in the future, as well as a 14.60 update. Kind of crazy, as they usually don't go up to the 0.60 updates. They've only done it one other time, I believe, but for this season, we got 2 more updates to look forward to. Anyways, this has been the Walkthrough King. That is pretty much it to cover for this patch. If you guys are new here, definitely recommend subscribing. I always try to post as fast as I can whenever new content comes to the games that I play. This has been the Walkthrough King, and I hope to see you guys at the next video. Peace! Peace!